Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing my fall 2015 wrap up. So I haven't been reading as much over the past couple months. I've only read average about 2 books a month. So I figured instead of doing a wrap up every month with just 2 books, I would just do a fall wrap up. And that is what I'm doing now. So I'm going to show you what I've been reading since September. These are books from September, October, and November. So the first one up for September is called Radiant by Jasmine Angel. And I actually don't have it to show you guys. But it is the third book in the Sign series, and I love this series. It's all about mermaids. I have a review of this book as well as the other 2 books in the series. I'll leave the review down in the description below. But I absolutely love this series, and if you guys like mermaids, definitely check it out. Alright, so the second book, and sorry if I kind of sound weird right now. I am getting over a cold, so I'm still a little bit stuffed up and congested a little. So sorry about that, bear with me. But the second book that I read in September is Glass by Ellen Hopkins, and this is the second book in her Crank trilogy. And you guys remember, if you remembered, I read Crank a while ago and I absolutely loved it, and I fell in love with her writing, and I wanted to get all her books and read more of them. And so Glass is the second book in the Crank trilogy. It continues on with Christina's story and sort of what happens to her now, since she hasn't been using for a while. She's been sober, clean and sober for a little while, and how she kind of gets sucked back into the world of meth addiction. And so yeah, it just continues on with their story, and I enjoyed this one as well. I gave this one 4 stars as well, and I love her writing, and I can't wait to continue with this series and with her other books. I plan on picking up Fallout, which is the third book in the trilogy, as soon as I'm done with the books that I'm currently reading right now. I have 3 books right now that I'm reading that I want to try to finish up before the end of the year, because I've been reading them for a couple months now, and I want to finish them before the end of the year. And as soon as I do that, I definitely want to pick up Fallout and see what happens in Fallout, because in Fallout it follows actually her kids, Christina's kids. It goes through their story. So interested to see how that one is like. So those are pretty much the 2 that I read in September. And then the next ones I have are from October. So the first book that I finished in October is The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. And I started it before I went to see the movie, but obviously didn't finish it until after I saw the movie. Which is okay, because I saw the movie, I went to see the movie not finishing the book, because I realized I read halfway through the book, and I realized, from what I've seen of the trailer, it looked like they changed a lot from the book to the movie. So I figured it doesn't really matter if I see it before I finish the book. So I did, and I was right. They did change a lot. I still enjoyed it, but as far as the book, I did give this 3.5 stars. It was okay. Not as good as the Maze Runner, I think. This one, I still think it's kind of confusing a bit, and like we haven't really learned anything new in terms of like why, you know, why they did this whole experiment with all these kids in the first place to begin with. I mean, yeah, we know it has to do with some type of cure or something, but we don't know much more than that. And I feel like there's still a lot of questions that we don't have answers to. And so, gave this 3.5 stars. And honestly, I don't know if I want to continue with this series. After I finish this one, I'm like really halfway between finishing it and not finishing it. Part of me is like, well, I read the first two. It's only one more book. Might as well finish it and see what happens. But then the other part of me is like, I don't really feel like reading the last one. So, I don't know what I'll do. If you guys have read the series, let me know, is it worth finishing or not? Because that's kind of where I'm at right now. So, yeah. And then the next one that I got, or that I read in October, and this one I've been wanting to read for a long time, and I finally read it in October, and it's called They All Fall Down by Roxanne St. Clair. And this is pretty much, it's kind of hard to explain. Like it's about a bunch of high school girls, and there's this list, this hot list, and everyone like always wants to, all the girls always want to be on the hot list, as then you're popular, you get invited to all kinds of parties, all sorts of stuff. But of course the main character didn't want anything to do with the list, yet she ends up on the list anyway. And but this year the girls on the hot list end up mysteriously dying in like freak accidents. And so the main character pretty much has to figure out what's going on. Is the list cursed? Are the girls cursed? What can they do to stop it? What's going on? And so this is pretty much described as Pretty Little Liars meets Final Destination. And I can see why, because there are elements of Pretty Little Liars and elements from Final Destination that I can kind of see in the story, with the way the girls die, the deaths, and pretty much what you find out is behind everything. So I can kind of see why they described it as that. I did enjoy the story, and it's a standalone, in case you're wondering. I did enjoy the story. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I was not expecting the twist in the end. I thought this was going to be more of a supernatural type of book. And the way when you find out, like, what's going on with these deaths, it's just not what I was expecting. Which kind of threw me, and I didn't know at first if I liked it or not. I was kind of like, I don't know about this. But I do actually really like it. And so, yeah, like I said, gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Alright. The last 3 books I'm going to show you guys are what I read in November. But I'm actually going to put this on a part 2 video. Is my iPad's about to cut out. So I will see you guys in part 2, and I'll show you what I read in November. Bye.